For the title today is about the cybercriminal. Use what? Use the blockchains to relay the secret message. Uh, this news has been released on the Cointelegraph this early morning, and then I get the news. I digest the news and I share to everyone here. And let's start with the news today. This early morning, the Software Labs published a study that revealed hackers use the blockchain's network to share the secret message. The cybercriminal used the blockchain to relay the secret message. A group of researchers from the Software Labs status hackers operate the cryptojacking malware. Group Tela have been using the Bitcoin blockchain network to communicate in secret. According to the report published on June 24th, cybercriminals rely on the command and control center, where they send an encrypted secret message that requires 256-bit AES decryption key. Encrypted message used to update malware. The purpose of the communication channel is for hackers to receive the updated configuration information for the malware. This data is used by the attackers to obtain the precise instruction and thus update the malicious software. Group Taper is what known as a zombie or software robot that can be controlled remotely. It has various functions such as the rootkit, security surveillance, virus, router attack tool, browser stealer, and as a cryptojacking tool. Here's the photo of a sample of the encrypted message. The source from the Software Lab. Software Lab explained in detail about the curious feature. Group Taper used the fact that the Bitcoin transactions are recorded on the Bitcoin blockchain, which is a public record of the transactions available from the multitudes of the sources that are unexceptionally accessible from most networks. Bitcoin transactions don't actually have to be about the money. They can include a field called return, also known as off return. That is effectively a command of up to 80 characters. The future malware is really as a service provider. However, the cybersecurity firm warned that the malware could take advantage of this feature as an added value to commercialize it. Andrew Ben, a principal researcher at Software Lab, told I've said the group-level attackers are angling to market themselves as a malware delivery as a service provider to all the malware makers who value longevity and steals over the noisy quick endgame of, for instance, a ransomware payload. But this is not the first case in which the blockchain network is used to send a message to the cryptosphere. On May 25th, a message signed by 145 wallets contained a Bitcoin from a number of early blocks called the Dark Rise, a lie and a fall. Crypto ransomware posed as a government-backed COVID-19 Android tracing app to deploy its attack. This news is about the new ransomware. This has been affected in the Android device. Let's have a look at what this is about. COVID-19 ransomware plagued Canadian Android users. A new ransomware called the Dry Lifters is targeting Canadian Android users. It's distributed via multiple websites that pose as a portal for the government's COVID-19 tracing app. Let's see the people who can interact with us. We have been online 5 minutes ago. Welcome everyone, join our Techtalk livestream. It has been created by the same page. Okay, so we will back to the news. Okay, let's talk about the ransomware. They're using the name is Cybercriminals. It appeared shortly after the Canadian government announced a COVID-19 tracing app that utilized voluntary information submitted by citizens. This is the app, but this app is contains the ransomware, the Cybercriminals. One of the victims is on the fact app. The ransomware encrypts all files, leaving a readme note with the attacker's email instead of locking the device. For the first particular attack, ransom instructions appear to only the distributed via email. An open source ransomware. The ransomware code is based on the open source project, which is available through GitHub. Experts dismiss the claim that it's a ransomware project has research purpose. The developers of the open source ransomware, whose name is Guy Royce, must have known the code would be used for malicious purpose. In an attempt to disguise the project as a research, they claim they upload the code to the VirusTotal service, while it's unclear who uploaded the sample. It indeed appeared on the VirusTotal the same day the code was published on GitHub. Access analysts have recently created an Android decryption app for the victim of the crime crypto. They clarify that it only works with the current version. On April 28th, the Cointelegraph reported that the cybercriminal have been posted as the API in the effort to defraud Android users. Earlier this year, a study published by the Colombian Chamber of Informatics and Telecommunications revealed that in 2019, 89% of the malware on Android in the country include code for the crypto mining. In the blockchain enterprise and evidence. This news is a lot of news about the new ransomware attack to the let me explain again. This because the Canadian government they released the application for people to trace the COVID-19. However, there's a hacker they released a fake app that is a ransomware then is encrypt all the data of the victim and is ask the victim to pay some amount of money so they can get the decryption of their file. Yeah. Okay, we lead to the next news is about the Bitcoin price. The news is have been released on the Cointelegraph and Bitcoin price will leave the 6,000 to 10,000 range until 2021 by Cointelab, InvestLab. Yeah, the Thornway said that. Okay, BTC, we also can say Bitcoin, being 95% correlated with the many hunt traders. This week, as one analyst warned, a 400-point crash could soon hit. Okay, we go to see more. Continue reading of this article. It look like so interesting. Okay, people may know Thornway is one of the famous crypto trader. And he said the Bitcoin price will live 6,000 to 10,000 range until 2021. Yeah, and the SP 500 is in danger of the major crash in the event of a daily close below 300 points. One Thornway as a data show Bitcoin is 95% correlated. Bitcoin BTC being 95% correlated with the SP 500 Mayhem traders this week as one analyst warned that 400-point crash could soon hit. Bitcoin decoupling in their body. BTC-USD dips on the June 25th as a market rally lost in the back of fresh coronavirus infection worry. Despite bullish news for the Bitcoin this week, the largest cryptocurrency lost correlation to stock market returned to the spotlight as bearish pressure mounted at the best time. BTC/USD was started off a dip below 9,000 to circle 9,200. Theory had long claimed that Bitcoin was decoupling from macro influence until this week, despite data similarly showing the extent of the correlation, in particular with the SP 500, along with the rise in infection. Markets were also troubled by above forecast unemployment data from the United States. Bloomberg report on the Thursday, 1.48 million this week. They summarized, like I have been saying for the months now, I have no reason to walk away from my prediction early in this year that Bitcoin will to get stuck between 9,000 and 10,000 for the majority of these years. They eyes 9,000 BTC price floor on a technical level concerning this was Bitcoin Daily Relative Strength Index or RSI, while the Big Fund Rate, which typically runs contrary to the market indicators, were flashing bullish on Thursday. Right now, the Big Fund Rate is favoring the bull, saying that the traders on the Big are little overzealous to the downside. He continues. The RSI breaking below the long-term trend lines in June came at the same time as a higher Bitcoin price level compared to May. A notable divergence say should bear win out the potential low for the BTC/USD should lie in the 7,000 zone with an RSI of around 30. Yes, for the stock, the outlook were blank. The absence of the firm support John could send the SP500 crashing by 400 points or 12% in the event of the quick close. This news is saying the price of the crypto, the Bitcoin relates to the SP500, and the SP500 should could drop below 300 points. All the crypto trader and traditional trader must know that, must learn to see how the news now and can help the predict with the crypto market. Okay, now we go to the next news. It's very interesting news about the crypto users can now buy the fractional share in Google, Tesla, and more. This is good news for everyone who want to invest in the traditional market. Now they can use the crypto to do the investment. Users can now buy the fractional share in Google's Tesla and more. On June 25th, Uphold announced that they will allow users in Latin America to use a crypto currency to acquire fractional ownership of the world leading company. Uphold supports dozens of cryptocurrency, including BTC. In theory, this user could acquire a stake in Amazon, Nasdaq, Apple, Nasdaq, Google, Nasdaq, or Tesla, Nasdaq for as little as 10,000 Satoshi. Let's continue with the news. It's about the crypto user. Now they can buy the stock, can buy all the thing by crypto, making US equities affordable to Latin America. According to the company press release, the new service makes equity investment affordable for millions of people in the region. Uphold, the leading digital money platform, today launched a groundbreaking equity service that gives millions of people in Latin America easy and affordable access to US stock for the first time. The well the preservation. The company believes that many countries in Latin America inflation debates the little saving that local make. Upon COGP theory said that if local had access to this kind of service back in 2010, they would have been able to reserve their wealth much better. If you put 100 in Uphold baskets of 50 US stock in June 2010, today your investment would be worth around 5,785 compared with the just 337 if you let your money in Brazilian reals, $50 in Argentinian peso, or shocking less than a penny in Venezuela Bolivia. The press release stated that there are no trading fees and the minimum investment is only $1. This very nice news about this. And let's see, is there any nice news? I can find the good news about the researcher Satoshi Nakamoto appearing didn't mine Bitcoin for the first 5 minutes. First 5 minutes. Let's do the research. This news from the Cointelegraph. Researchers said that Satoshi Nakamoto apparently didn't mine Bitcoin for the first 5 minutes, according to the latest research from Sergio Damian Lino. Satoshi likely restrained himself from mining Bitcoin at the first 5 minutes of the block interval. A researcher known for his work on the mining pattern of the original Bitcoin miner, whom he identifies as a Patosi, published as a new blog post in which he discussed his new observation. This time, Lehner focused on the Bitcoin block timestamp. Apparently, Satoshi we will refer to the original miner as Satoshi, bear in mind a block in the first 5 minutes. This cannot be random, as the probability of the miner finding a solution to be hash puzzle in the first 5 minutes is 0.39. The probability of the dominant miner such as Satoshi trying to mine the 5 minutes without any success is almost zero. This shows the Patosi block's timestamp, and this one shows the Patosi mining. It's not clear why Satoshi was not mining in the first 5 minutes of the new block interval. One possible explanation is that he wanted to give an opportunity to other miners to mine some Bitcoin for themselves. In the beginning, there were very few miners besides Satoshi, and he boasted significantly more hash rate than the rest of the network. Satoshi was fully aware that it was paramount for the success of Bitcoin to get many people involved as possible. In a way, Satoshi might have been spotting all the miners. First 5 minutes is on yours. But if there's no one to mine, he gets the job done. This is the short form, the twister of the Celodimir Lehner. Later, Lehner agreed that the dynamic hash rate adjustment with the single block interval would have been overkill. Also, based on this observation, he could conclude that up to block 16,000, Satoshi must have had about 99% of the total hash rate. Seemingly, Satoshi's goal was to provide just enough hash rate to make the network secure without the disincentivizing other participants. According to early Bitcoin developer Laszlo Hasek, Satoshi was paranoid about malicious actors attacking Bitcoin before it had a chance to gain enough strength, and he even had the GPU miner rely ready to defend it. This is one of the interesting facts that he cannot fully explain that may suggest a certain amount of altruism on the part of the Bitcoin creator. Very interesting news. Okay, let's move on. Let's find another. Let's find another this news about ISIS affiliate news website to collect the donation. Let me review some of the news to see which one is a nice news to let the people can adopt, can find, can get it. And there's some lasting news about the ETH and some dragon chains, financial inclusion, cryptocurrency, and the developing world. Let's go on. So let's see. Oh, now we have some interacting people to stay with us, to share our news, to live financial. Let me shut the news and we can continue with the news of financial inclusion. Okay, this news is our goal. Financial inclusion, cryptocurrency, and the developing world is written by the J House. It has 6 to 8 minutes for us to review this news. And beyond the rapidly change how we create, store, and transfer value, cryptocurrency are accelerating financial inclusion. In that way, the traditional financial institutions have been had either been unwilling or unable to. Yet, crypto possibility go way beyond the banking and unbanked. It allows developing nations and others without access to financial services to avoid the bank completely and transact and grow smaller business using just a mobile phone. Why financial inclusion so important? Even today, almost 2 billion people around the world have no access to the financial service. That's approximately one-fourth of the global population. Having nowhere to 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 place saving and not being able to get a bank card, obtain credit, or avail of basic service such as a life insurance is a horribly crippling disadvantage. These people are effectively unable to take part in their local economies, at least in meaningful way. Gaining access to financial service will allow financial excluded people to improve their lives, increase their earnings, raise their household income, and even stash away for some saving for troubled times such as the one we're living in currently. Enter- Entrepreneurs can gain access to credit to start a business, and families can acquire land and livestock and ensure that the roofs over their heads are safe. Quality of life can be improved for all. Further still, involved parents can begin to send their children to school, offer them improved living conditions, and access to healthcare services. Financial inclusion can even lead to the creation of jobs as a small business expand and need to take on the additional personnel. We are talking about a massive section of the global population that could substantially motor the economy through the financial inclusion. Developing countries are home to the young, tech-savvy population. The vast majority of the financial excluded individuals live in developing regions, yet it also coincides with a young, largely tech-savvy population in parts of Africa. For example, mobile phones are more common and tend access to electricity. They have long been used as primary tool for daily life exchange and more recently for cryptocurrency use. Across Africa, some 200 million people are between the ages of 15 and 24. This makes them generally well reserved in technology and mature naturally captive audience for cryptocurrency adoption. This minor part of the population in the many developing countries, including Indonesia, Turkey, and India. A tech-savvy population with a high mobile phone penetration rate and pressing need for the financial services. This creates the perfect condition to accelerate the adoption of cryptocurrency. As many people can't access the traditional banking system, being able to earn, save, and transact in the cryptocurrency directly from a telephone is hugely beneficial. the trip of the cryptocurrency adoption. India is currently one of the most promising markets for the cryptocurrency adoption and the financial inclusion right now. With the regulation framework improving this year, with the Supreme Court of India overturned the Reserve Bank of India's ban on cryptocurrency, adoption in the world's second most populated country could really take off. India's national currency, the rupee, has steadily declined in value against the United States dollar over the last decade. And with the COVID-19 pandemic causing increased money printing in India, just as the other part of the world, the rupee is being devalued further. Declining confidence in the national fiat currency as well as the government could be a large catalyst for the cryptocurrency adoption in India and in many parts of the world along with the Africa and Indonesia. India's population is young and very familiar with technology. In fact, around 8% of India's gross domestic product come from its well-developed IT outsourcing industry. The country has the skill and technical talent to make crypto startups flourish here. And with the largest remittance market in the world, crypto is the perfect use case for the unsettling people from the high fee and lengthy delay involved in sending money home. Onboarding the next wave to crypto. Of course, the right conditional and the potential don't make the crypto adoption on the done deal. There's still much work to be done. The scene is being set for more and more crypto startups, remittance company, exchange, and application to appear across the developing region. At the OKX, we see the giant potential for crypto adoption in this part of the world, and we want to be at the forefront of this. That is why our partnership with the platform, the leading B2B Bitcoin marketplace, is all the more significant. Platform has extensive payment method infrastructure that allow local people to select how they pay for the Bitcoin from more than 300 different ways. This could be a gift card, store point, cash on delivery, or indeed any local method deemed acceptable by the seller. This kind of flexibility allows its onboard people into cryptocurrency more easily. They can send and receive Bitcoin for goods and services, and through OKX, earn interest on their BTC savings through high-interest account as well as make their money work for them, accessing a bank's trading tool. As the regulation become more favorable and people needs are still repeatedly ignored by traditional finance, a young population with a high mobile penetration will have financial inclusion to finally become a reality. The next wave will soon be on board to crypto, and its developing world that will be leading the charge. Yeah, this news is about the financial inclusion, cryptocurrency, and developing world. Yeah, it's very interesting news. And now we go to the next one, the one from knowing IBM Norway, Ripple. Okay. We hackers ban cyber BTC and now disable financial passport purchase. Okay, let's see about the news. What the news in Venezuela? Passport purchase. This not a news, but it's also nice news for people to rely on. We have only 5 minutes for the new review today. So let me go to the last news. The last news from today at 3 hours ago. BTC payments reportedly now disable for the Venezuelan passport purchase. This news is from Cointelegraph of a fairly irrational 3 to 4 minutes. Bitcoin payment for Venezuelan passport application disable temporarily without official explanation. Now this photo is very fun. It's fun because Venezuelan Administrative Service of Identification, Migration and Foreigners, known as SIME, recently began to accept Bitcoin BTC for passport applications from Venezuelan citizens living abroad. As of today, however, officials have disabled for the new payment method without explanation. People have reported through the social media that SignMe website now states with the payment time is temporarily out of service. Still no official response from the SignMe. Local to this the asking remain offline. It means there's no official explanation for the reason why it's offline, and some of the news sources they asking, but still, semi-official never officially announced the addition of a Bitcoin payment for Venezuelan living abroad, nor have they confirmed that the payment method was removed permanently. Authorities did issue a farewell statement to Twitter stating that citizens living abroad have available are those who offer the base. Venezuelans living in the country can still pay for the passport application with the blockchain-based backdoor. US-based credit card franchise cannot conduct business in Venezuela. Credit cards such as Visa, Master, and American Express initially appears as alternative payment options as well as U.S. sanctions against Nicolas Maduro regime has since prevented companies like Visa from conducting business in Venezuela. Yeah, this very nice news about the Bitcoin, about the Venezuela, and this the previous news about the dry crypto ransomware. Yeah, we go through all the news now, and um, and we and now we have been on the live stream around 38 minutes and 48, 48 seconds. I think it's enough for today and have a good day ahead. Thank you for joining with us. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye bye.